Hey y'all, it's Bob again. I just got this. It's a Putco Tailgate Molle panel for my Bronco. I'm going to say a few words about this. I got this from Extreme Terrain. Extreme Terrain. I've already gone roundabout with them before. They I don't know about that bunch. I think I bought my last item from those people. They had a deal, sent me a couple of emails in a row saying if I did reviews for them, write up reviews online, they give me $10 for each review. And I'd gotten 5 items from them, and after that, I started getting emails showing that I had $50 credit with them for purchase of anything in the future. When I went to use it, they didn't give it to me. Surprise, surprise. They jewed me. Excuse me, that's probably rude, but they ain't worth a shit. Let's put it that way. So out of the goodness of their hearts, they gave me $10. And this came on sale, and I'd been looking at it for a while. I was thinking about putting the Molle panel on the back tailgate of the Bronco, and so I went ahead and got it. It's a halfway decent sale. I could have got the exact same price on the Putco website, so it's not like Extreme Terrain did me any favors. And they really didn't. So I got this. What you see here, there's the panel. There's a back panel that hides the wires that come up into your tailgate. These 2 brackets, the nuts and bolts kit, and these 2 guys here for going on the back side when you're ready to put what do you call them, the Molle panel mounts, where you strap something in. I think that there's supposed to be 2 of those with this. They're not here. And you can see what little bit there is. Came in this box. I mean, look how big that box is. And rattling around. I mean, just as you see this stuff, it was just banging around in there. Nothing holding it in place. No packing of any kind whatsoever. And you know what? I'm not sure I blame that on Putco, because upon examining this box, it's already been opened on the other end and retaped shut. So those assholes at Extreme Terrain sold me an open box item as a new item. And just to reiterate that, I don't know if I've straightened it. When I got this was bent. I mean, it was bent. If I hadn't have straightened it, it would have been curved up like this. I straightened it up pretty good. And this guy right here was bent all to shit. You can see where it was bent there, and it was bent here. I mean, it was bent all to shit. I should have taken pictures before I straightened them up. You know what? Extreme Terrain ain't worth my time. They're not worth my business anymore. You guys go ahead and deal with them. That's fine. I'm just telling you twice now, screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. So shame on me this time. Don't think I'm going to ever deal with them again. Instead of having to deal with them any further, like I said, I went ahead and straightened that piece. I went ahead and straightened this piece. And I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to do business with somebody else, somebody that's more reliable, somebody who will take care of you, will follow through with their promises, and not sell you an open box item as a new item. So moving on, real quick, the Putco throws. I mean, look how filthy this is. Somebody has had this. Anyway. So they got this on the back. This takes you to the instructions. And for installing this, it's very straightforward. There's not a lot to it. We'll get into that in just a minute. yeah, I mean, you take the existing panel off of your tailgate. These two guys get bolted on at the bottom on each side, and they'll match up to those two holes on each side. And then, well, anyway, there's 3 bolts that go in across here. Behind here, there's a spacer, and then this will go behind that, like that. There will be a spacer between the 2 of them, and then the mounting expansion plug. So, anyway, learned our lesson, you know, like everything else. Don't deal with people who are going to screw you, and obviously extreme terrain, they're just too big for their damn britches, and they're only worried about making your buck. They're not worried about giving you a good service. That's my opinion for what it's worth. So we'll get this installed and see how it looks. Just real quick, I got Putco. This is rather expensive for what it is. I got Putco because, first of all, the cheaper ones that are out there do not have this. If you can imagine, and we'll get to that also, but on your tailgate, there's a wire that comes in, and this actually covers the wire. So it's not semi-loose behind this open panel. Putco's got a good name. Like I said, I think I'm supposed to get those clamps with this. Other ones don't give you anything. At least it did give me the backing plates to go on the back side of this for screwing whatever you're putting onto there. But I have to admit, this is a little thinner than I thought it was. I mean, I could almost bend it just by, maybe, yeah, no, but, you know, if I had my 28-year-old son out here, he could probably bend it just by pushing down on it like that. Is it going to hold a lot of weight? No. Is it going to take a lot of abuse? I hope not. That's another thing I wanted to point out to you. Look at this. Now, does that look like to you that somebody's come along and spray painted some scratches that were put in there? I mean, that's not even the same paint. It's rough. I mean, this is smooth. I mean, it's got like a texture to it, but it's smooth. And then you got this, and it's rough. That's some crap, ain't it? There's none of that anywhere else. You know, this thing's been banging. It got shipped, and it's been banging around in this box loose with no packing. Yeah, way to go, Extreme Terrain. All right, let's get this thing installed. Y'all tired of listening to me? Okay, I'm going to try to show you what I'm doing here, one-handed. You got these screws here. It's the smallest screws of the bunch. All right. Kind of a rounded head. You got a flat washer for it. Put your flat washer through there. These guys that they have for the bottom and the top. These are, I only know them by one name. They might have another name, but the only name I know is expansion plug. So I'm going to take that. Don't know if I'm going to do this one-handed, guys. So, yep, here we go. So I'm going to take it and just screw it on there. Yeah, you don't need to see that, do you? Anyway, I've just got it loose. It's just not even snug, just loose. And what's going to happen is we're going to take these guys here, and they will go right there. All right. And of course they are rubber, so you're going to have to finagle them in there. But then when you tighten that screw up, it's going to pull the rubber down, and it's going to expand and fill, so it's not going to come out. I'm hoping that makes sense. So I'll show you what it is when I get done with it. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm going to try to do this again one-handed. So we got the big bolts, and so you can see I've just slipped them in there. You know what? That's really not showing you a hell of a lot. Okay, see the rubber part? Okay, so that's pushed in. And then when I tighten these bolts, these two bolts, it'll squeeze and it'll fill the hole and it'll compression. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure you guys are smart enough, probably smarter than I am. So we're going to put this through here. Maybe. I'm going to set it right there so you can see. And then you got these spacers. Goes right there. And then this plate will go on top of that. Of course, when I'm really doing it, I'll get the other two. But then you got the compression, whatever the hell they are. Okay, so you just get them started, just like that. And then when it's time to put it on the tailgate, there's 3 holes that you're going to use, not this one. So one will go into that hole, one will go into this hole, and one will go into this hole. All right. So those 3 big holes, not that last one on the end. There's only, I don't know why they didn't. Oh, you know why? Because that's a shallow hole. That's why they didn't use it. Okay. So I've held the panel up there. I've got these pretty close to where I'm going to put them. I'm going to hold it up there again with these on the panel to make sure they're right. You can only tighten one of these after the panel is up there through one of the molle holes. The other one's blocked by a piece of metal, so you need to tighten them up before you put the panel up. So yeah, it is what it is. So we'll get that lined up and we'll proceed. How about that? So this is what I'm doing. This is what I decided to do. So I've got the panel, the spacer, the bolt. Of course, behind it is the expansion plug. Got them just sitting in there. Nothing's tight. And I just ran these up finger tight. And I'm going to try to get these 2 screws. But definitely, if I can't get this one that's hiding behind here, then I'll tighten the one and take the panel back off. And this one, I really don't think I'm going to get to, not without boogering up that Allen wrench. So I'll just take it back off and finish tightening it up and then put the panel on there. Well, that's what I'll do. Okay, so that's it. So I lined these up and I was able to snug up. Actually, with my Allen wrenches, my Allen wrenches have these little, it's not focusing on it, these little ball ends on them so that you're able to get at it from an angle. So I was able to snug them up, and then I pulled the panel back off and finished snugging up these 2 that are down here with the expansion plug behind them. Then I hung it up there, got these bolts in, that pushed in, showed you how to put those together. It does leave a little bit of a gap back there where the original, where is it? The original panel that was back there, this guy, didn't have a gap, but it did have air holes, so I guess dust and crap was going to get in there anyway, right? So yeah, it's got a little bit of a gap back there. I'm trying to get it focused for you. It's away from the paint, so it's not going to scar your paint. Remember, I was talking about one reason I got this one is because it has that plate back here to keep that wire coming in from the body of the Bronco. Keep it secure and behind something, you know. I don't know, it just looks more, it looks cleaner that way anyway. So after I got these in and snug, tighten up these 2 down here. I don't think there's any particular order you have to do it in. And then I finished off with these. They are rubber, so you're going to have to use your own judgment about how tight to tighten it. I mean, the rubber has a bolt made into it. The expansion plug does. So if you tighten it too tight, you could mess it up. But I mean, if you tighten any nut too tight, you could strip it or break the bolt. So I didn't use a torque wrench or anything, so I don't have anything to suggest there. Use your best judgment on tightening it up. It's got to be tight, but it ain't going anywhere. And now that it's installed, it does feel more, it feels heavy enough. It feels good. I think they could have maybe gone with another 32nd inch thicker metal, but hell, it's all right. I mean, it ain't gonna hold a lot. I've got a collapsible shovel that I'll probably put on there, and God knows what else. We're always playing around with putting stuff all over the place, right? So anyway, that's it. It looks pretty good. Came out pretty good. Am not happy and will never be happy again with extreme terrain. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys as well. There's other places. I know you got a Bronco and you might be on the Ford site, and Ford sells these exact same ones. And pretty much every month Ford has a 20% off deal. So, you know, you can get these things anywhere. The Ford not the Ford merchandise, but the Ford accessories website has these. Yeah, pretty nice. I think I'm gonna be happy with that, and just not happy with extreme terrain. You know, that painted mark. You know, somebody used black or flat black is what happened when they screwed with that. Yeah, well, I'll let you guys draw your own conclusions. I've given you the facts. Y'all take it easy out there.